Hi everyone, Paul Lang from Disciplined Trading Strategies with this week's Trade of the Week video. This is for the week ending March 31st, 2019. The stock was Amrn. This happened on the 28th, which was a Thursday. The play was based on a Tier 3 novice gap with an advanced entry. Management was simple and reward to risk 1.6 to 1. As usual, I'd like to remind you of the free stuff coming up this week. There's nothing this week. We had a really busy week last week at DTS for free stuff, and next week will be pretty busy as well. This week there's nothing going on, except Saturday, of course, is the Mastering Advanced Tactics course for the seminar program members. Let's take a look at the daily chart. This is what it looked like before the gap. Note that this is, in some respects, a fairly bullish chart, so that was not the issue. This is not a long-term play. This is actually what we call short-term novice, long-term professional. Anytime a daily chart like this that's fairly strong but yet pulls back more than expected, you can see through here a lot of people probably got long, they sold off. This is what brings in selling when you do have a strong move up that first time. And this day the stock gapped up. It was going to gap right to that area in there, which actually was a prior high in here. That wasn't really a big deal. This is going to get selling whether or not there was a prior high in there. So that's what it looked like after the day of the trade. A lot of that selling took place right at the open. I'll show you here. The hourly chart shows a little better why this was considered a Tier 3 novice gap. This big rally at the end of the day, you can see through here, and the fact that we did kind of go into a general area here on the hourly chart. Again, that resistance area is not really that key. It's more the daily chart setup and that big run on the hourly chart. So that big run going up, we gap up the next day, it sells off. Here's the exact entry that happened. This happened right around 12:30. As it ran into the area I wanted to short, I was looking at that 1 minute chart. That 1 minute chart accelerated up. And again, strategically, it's not the 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart is just providing me for the entry in the general area I want to be in. That acceleration on the 1 minute chart was the key. Really could have shorted up there probably at 1950-ish, but I waited because this was kind of an unclear area that was sitting at the time. I'll show you that in a minute. So waited for the breakdown on the 1 minute chart right in there, entry under 1939, stop 1981. The targets you can't really see on this 1 minute chart because they went beyond the 1 minute chart. It was down in here somewhere, so I'll take a look and show you on the 5 minute chart next here. Let's get our perspective again. Stock gapped up to here on the 5 minute chart. You can see even better why this was a short for the morning. I did not get it at open that morning. It would have been a nice trade if I did. And actually, one of the reasons I had this on here was because I did play this once up in here. I took a partial loss on it because as it moved down, I ended up lowering the stop and took a partial on it and then replayed it here. One of the reasons I have this here is because I teach a lot the fact that you are always better off managing something than replaying it. But in this particular case, there's an exception. There's one time that the rule is that you don't do that, and that's in this particular situation where the replay is better. It also happened fairly later in the day because it's all the way at 12:30. So strategically, you can see the chart in here. When we failed to follow through on that new high, pulled down as we started to roll over right in here. That's what the short was. And then, of course, on here you can see the target's a little bit better. Target 1 was actually the retest of that prior low from around 11 o'clock. And target 2, it was actually right at 3:30, but it was right in that area there at 1850. It didn't go any lower, it just kind of went sideways and trailed out at 1850 at some point. So that overall Amrn on Thursday on a Tier 2 novice gap. This stock will eventually go higher, likely on that daily chart, but for capturing some gains that morning, this is a pretty consistent, reliable trade when you see a setup like this. This all happened in the DTS trading room where we found this stock ahead of time, stalked it, followed it along with a handful of other stocks, looking for the best opportunities every day. I scan through about 1,500 stocks every day and bring a couple handfuls to the table that we focus on throughout the morning to try and get the job done early, trying to make the profits for the day. This is Paul from DTS. Until next time, good trading, everybody.